Matty, welcome to the Greg Simeone Show. And here we go. So, Matty, you have a pretty interesting life. You fucking commercial fish down the Cape. And so I brought you in to ask you a few questions about that. You both know we love fishing. So tell me a little bit about what you did this summer with the commercial fishing.
Happy to be here, Greg. It's going to be an awesome show. Can't wait to get this going.
Fucking right.
So back history for me. I've been fishing my whole life. Parents had a boat since I was about 10. I really got into commercial fishing when I was like 14, 15 years old. And fast track to this year. Back in June, the striped bass and bluefish were unbelievable in the Cape. I have a boat out of Falmouth in Great Pond, fishing all over from Gayhead off the Vineyard all the way up to Katuitt. Sometimes even go all the way down to Chatham.
Unreal.
So did a little exploration in June and kind of found where these fish were going to be for the season. And then June 15th, the commercial bluefish fishery opened up, and went out by myself one night and caught myself about 100 pounds of bluefish in just over an hour. Yeah. Trolling some deep divers and some umbrella rigs, nice and easy.
Dude, that's sick.
Next week, same sort of story. Went out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Each day I was catching.
Just wrapping up.
Anywhere from 100 to 200 pounds. And
dude, that's fucking sick.
Drinking beers, having fun.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I want. That's what I mostly wanted to ask you about, was like how you transitioned from like just a sport fisherman like me, like recreationally catching stripers, to like going out there this summer and like, no shit, that was your job. Like, bro, you fucking showed up at 5 a.m. every day, and fucking you going out was you getting your paycheck. So like how was that different than just your whole life growing up fucking drinking beers and fishing? Like,
I mean, to be honest, dude, I still do a lot of drinking beers, smoking cigarettes, and fucking around.
Let's go, yeah. And then you got to have fun when you're doing it, of course.
Definitely, especially when you're getting out there at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and you got to make a paycheck to be able to pay for those beers and those cigarettes.
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure.
Honestly, it started about 2 years ago. My brother's friend invited me to go out commercial bass fishing in Gloucester, and I thought we were just going to go screw around, snag some pogies, do this, that, whatever. And it was not. It was, oh, can I bring a 12-pack on the boat? Nope. You can bring some waters and some Gatorades, and we're going to dial in. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I wake up at literally 3 a.m, go to this spot right outside of Gloucester Harbor, start netting pogies, had about 20 of them in the boat, and goes, all right, we're going to go cast right into these rocks. We're like surrounded by these 50, 100-foot boulders all around us, things that would just rip your lower unit out. Yeah. I'm like, this is sketchy. He was like, no, I do this every season. Easy. He goes, throw one to the right of that rock right there. You go tight instantly. Well, you know, pitch out a pogie 10 feet away from the boat, instant tight, 40-pound bass. I'm like, fuck yeah. Oh, maybe this guy knows what he's doing. So sick. That definitely got me kind of hooked into it. First, like, real huge fish. And then just kind of did my own thing this summer. Parents have a boat that I split with them, so it's been awesome. It's been a dream.
Yeah. How was the process of getting your commercial license for stripers?
It's honestly super easy. You log into mass.gov. There's a big site. You can buy recreational, commercial, you buy lobster permits. You can buy anything you want there. It just asks for like your social security.
Like it was just a monetary thing. You didn't have to go to no class or nothing.
Nothing at all, which is nice.
Yeah. What about for bluefin and shit?
For bluefin tuna, it's a different story. So if you want to be able to fish the cold weather months, which start October 1st, the opener starts in just about a week from today. Yeah. You need to have a few different things. First is these things called Gumby suits. It's basically like a ski suit, almost like a wetsuit almost. Yeah. It's like a bright red, has a whistle, flares, has like food inside of it. You also need to have a life raft on top of your boat. So it goes from having like
there's like extra regulations for fishing in the fall.
Big time. So
I didn't know that at all.
It helps kind of weed out a lot of those guys that are like,
Yeah,
I do this for money, but I don't really do it for money. So it's, so it goes from just needing to buy a few $1,000s in rods, reels, tackle to having to buy a $10,000 life raft, $1,000 each for the Gumby suits. You need to have at least 6 for the vessel. So
holy shit,
it gets pretty expensive pretty
That's
fast.
wild.
But if you go out and catch one of these 100-pound or 100-inch, 120-inch fish,
it's all worth
start
it.
making a little bit of money.
And when do those regulations start in the fall?
October 1st.
So there's how many different tuna seasons are there? 2?
So there is technically 3. So June, you can catch 3 fish a day. You can fish, as of 2 years ago, it's Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays. 3 fish a day, unlimited size. Anything greater than 73 inches is considered a commercial fish. You then bring it to whoever your buyer is, Red's Best, Nat, Talk. There's a bunch of different buyers over the Cape, Gloucester, all the way down to Rhode Island.
And ones under 73, though, can you keep?
Under 73 inches, you can keep if you are a charter or a head boat. So that means I would need to have my captain's license, which I don't have yet, but I'm working on getting that.
So what would you do? Just catch and release them?
So for being commercial, I would have to release it, yes. So if you're a good guy, you get a thing called a swim hook. You put it underneath its jaw, out through its mouth, and you swim it for 10, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. I swim all my fish after I catch them. It helps cool them down, gets all the lactic acid out of their blood. In return, you get a little bit better price per pound.
So you swim a fish even after you harpoon it?
So
even if you know you're killing it?
I fight it for 30 minutes, 2 hours. Sometimes this year I had one for 7 hours, and so I'll stick the thing in the fish is wherever I can get it.
Yeah.
I would like to get it in its head.
And then you get the tail rope.
And then tail rope it. And then as soon as I get the tail rope, I'll put this big, it looks like almost like a fish hook through its gills and out through its mouth. And I'll tie that to the more front part of the boat, and I'll swim it for an hour and just really cool it down. So my last fish, I had no ice. I just had cold Bud Lights, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. So we swam this thing for hour and a half, bring it on the boat. I was like, all right, we're going to need to fly in because literally had no ice. I'm carving this fish up as we're going 40 miles an hour through Cape Cod Bay. And I was like, I'm just going to have to do it. So I started stuffing this fish with ice cold Bud Lights and water bottles. It was hilarious.
That's sick.
But yeah, cooling the fish down is definitely key for getting a good price per pound. In years past, I was just killing it. And
when you kill it, what do you whack its head with a bat?
No, you stick it with the harpoon. In theory, it
bleeds out,
relax a little bit after it knows it's kind of fucked, and then you get a gaff, and you get a gaff anywhere to start.
Yeah,
try not to get it in the stomach because that's the toro. That's the prize meat for the Japanese. That's where they really get a good core sample out of that, and they can tell, this fish is very fatty.
But there's no specific spot that you aim for when you gaff. You just whatever you can see that's not the stomach.
When I initially gaff it, I'm trying to gaff once in the head, and I'm trying to get the other gaff in its tail or close to the tail. That has a big nub down there. I forget the actual term, but you get a gaff in there. You get a tail rope around its tail, sick. And then before I would just troll it, or I'd put it in gear and I'd flood it. So its head, instead of its head's going into the water, it's gills are getting basically forced water the wrong way. So it kills the fish very fast. And then I would take my harpoon or a gaff, and I'd do this thing called raking the gills. Basically, I'm just dragging a knife over its gills, and it just bleeds out nice and fast.
Yeah.
Little cut against its pectoral fin. And,
that's its aorta, right? Yeah, fucking night.
Yeah. It has a bloodline.
Dude, I seen these fucking things at the bait store yesterday, and they were it looked like a self-defense knife. It was 2 holes like this with a spike on the end. So you fucking punch the tuna's brain.
Ikejime.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, yo, it's for stabbing tunas in the top of the head. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
I just have a K-bar knife, like a marine knife. Yeah. I just go like this right on top of it, and I just smack it down. And it's it'll give a bunch of twitches, and then I'll take my my chainsaw, cut a chunk out of its head, and then I have this real thick line. It's 400-pound mono, and I'll shove it down its spinal cord, and it'll dispatch it like basically kill it, and all its nerve
It's
endings.
not already dead?
It's dead, but it's like nerves and all its like I forget the other term. Basically its nerves are still alive.
Yeah,
so
the
that
nervous
fish is
system
still
alive.
yeah. So it's still like heating up its organ, dude. I'll kill a fish. An hour later, its heart's still pumping. It makes no sense at all. There'll be no blood in it. Yeah. I'll take it out. It's still pumping. Get a nice
That's
bite
so
out
sick.
of it.
Yeah, I want to do that wicked badly.
Definitely, dude. We'll get you out here soon.
For the listeners who don't know, when you catch your first tuna, what do you bite its living heart? You bite its beating heart. You pull it out and bite it. That's fucking sick.
You cut it open. You check out its stomach, see what it has in there, and then you reach into right around its neck area, and you take its heart out and get a nice big bite out of it. People say that you do it for the first fish you ever catch. I do it for every single one I catch, just because I'm a sicko.
That's unreal. Yeah, our boy Shayna caught a fish with you and did that, and I've just been like jealous of him the whole summer every time he says that story. But yeah, that sounds wicked fun. Another question I wanted to ask you is like, so obviously you're a commercial fisherman, you're out there killing the fish and selling them, this and that, but I know you as my boy, as a recreational fisherman, like you fucking love the fish more than anyone. So speak to like the crazy people who kind of think that all commercial fishermen are fucking evil. They're crazy. They kill the fish. They this and that. Whereas like if I know anyone that loves these fish and cares about the fishery more, no one cares about it more than you. You know what I'm saying? Like you fucking really love this shit. You do it recreationally just as much as commercially. So like if you could just touch on fucking what the difference is, you know what I mean? Because I think you have to give a real fuck about the fish. I
mean, if this fishery dies, I don't make any money.
Yeah,
and exactly. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the money more than I actually do about the fishery. I want this fishery to be alive for my kids, my grandkids.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, if these regulations don't get fixed in the next like 5 years, the bluefin fishery I think will go right down the drain. Following that, striped bass, bluefish, everything will go down the drain unless there's a big fix. So fortunately this year we had a nice little regulation change from instead of 28 to 35, it's 28 to 31. It's a very small window, but at the same time, a lot of those rec guys that were going out and catching those fish that were 31 or whatever, or 32, 33, instead of just taking 30 seconds to a minute to kind of revive it, I like to just put my boat in gear and just troll it very slow, just like until it really gives me a good kick or it bites out of my hand. A lot of these guys are just, it's too big, I'm just going to throw it back. And those fish just belly up almost instantly. When I'm out there and I catch a fish that's too small, I'm 100% taking my time. Those smaller fish, those like 12-inch to 15-inch, 16-inch fish, they're so hardy. You take them, you throw them just like a false albacore, and they're so fucking take energetic. Off. Yeah. So these bigger ones, you definitely have to take your time with them.
That's fucking dope that you do that. I wanted to talk about that a lot too, because for people who don't know, the recreational fishermen, like he was saying, if they're too big in the slot, so you can only kill a 28 to 31 inch fish, but if they're too big, you have to release it. But a lot of the commercial guys and a lot of people that really love this fishing shit, like, and care about it like I do, environmentalists, conservationists, they are starting to notice that a lot of recreational fishermen are not taking the proper measures to release the fish back healthy. So it's like, even though they're not killing it for food, they're releasing it like an asshole when we all know how we should do it properly, but they're just throwing it away. And like the mortality rate of the fish is skyrocketing because these people are just fucking catching them. These things are wasting all their energy on the fight, and then they're just throwing them back out. And when people throw these fish back out, you know, most of the time they're not fucking well, and they're just sitting on the top of the surface belly up, and a shark can get them, a seal can get them, this and that. So that's why
it's the worst. It turns into fucking crab food. And
that's awful. The bottom. Yeah.
On a similar note, the charter guys also get a huge bad rap because they're going out and they're just trying to catch as many fish as they can in a day. But those guys, if I don't care the most, then the charter guys definitely do. Yeah. Those guys actually will take multiple minutes just to revive one little fish.
Oh yeah.
And I'll do like a little 30 second to a minute just until I really feel like they're gonna do okay. And if they're not gonna do okay, I'll call one of my buddies over and say, hey, do you want to fish? This thing's gonna die on me. And I really would rather have it go to someone to eat versus for a seal or a shark or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I only caught 5, 6 stripers so far this year, and I was so happy that I got to healthily release and revive every single one of them. I swam them each for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but they all kicked off healthy and everyone's killed fish on accident fishing recreationally. It's a shitty fucking feeling, you know?
It sucks.
When you do it, you're like, fuck, I love this fish, you know, it's treble hook is down the throat. It sucks. So when you can get to release a bunch of them, and not only release a bunch of them, but tell your friends who are just starting this shit or spread the word that this is how we got to fucking do it to save the fishery.
For sure.
That's what's a good feeling. So how can you speak on that? I just want you to speak more on that, like how safely releasing fish and maybe some other tips and tricks that I don't know about catching fish recreationally. So
when I don't do charters, but when I'm taking buddies out and I know we're not going to go out for a commercial day, if it's not a commercial day, I'll just say, hey, let's go out and let's just try to catch as many as we can. Instead of having the treble hook on like a lot of hoagie things, I use like hoagie epoxy jigs, hoagie slider jigs, or I'll troll like sometimes umbrella rigs if I'm feeling really lazy. Instead of having the treble hook on it, I'll take all those out and I'll put a small inline circle hook, VMC hook, 6.0. 99% of the time, it's right in its jaw or it's right in the top of its mouth.
Yeah.
Literally 1, maybe 2% of the time, it's down its throat, and that sucks. But even so, to be able to get a circle hook out, you take a D hooker, slide it down its throat, you pop it up, and then you swim it. It's good.
That's money. Yeah.
But a treble hook, those things are meant to kill. So when I'm doing commercial, I'm definitely using a treble hook. Other than with live bait, I'd love to use a treble hook for striped bass, but you can't. You have to use an inline inline circle hook. But yeah, that's pretty much the best way to do it. Other than that, I don't know. Don't fish, but we all have an itch for these things.
That's like one of the double-edged sword for fucking fishing for me, because I fucking love recreational fishing, obviously, but I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. I think it's fucking gross. I've tried it. I'll kill a fish and eat it out of respect for the fish.
Sure.
But it's not my fucking taste. So when I fucking see guys, when I think about the fishery not being able to be available for guys like me because dickheads fucking kill all of them, especially irresponsibly, that pisses me off. And that's why I take pride in like learning how to do it the right way, and so that it does continue to fucking be electric.
Yeah, it definitely frustrates me when I go out and sometimes I'll fish the canal or right down the end of my street in Falmouth. I'll see these guys that will have buckets and buckets and trash bags and trash bags. Yeah. And one time I even saw a luggage suitcase full of striped bass.
That's fucking
I'm
insane.
Like, hey guys, it's a 1 fish per guy. They go, oh, well, my family's on my way. I go, no. You're fishing. They're not fishing. It's 1 fish. 1 fish will feed you for a week.
Yeah.
You get 1 30-inch fish.
Yeah.
You're not having a 5-pound fillet for dinner. There's no way. So the other way you can kind of help save the fishery is like be a rat. Report these guys. I do it a couple times a season.
Never be a rat, but police your own. Police your own.
No, but you have to though, because these guys will go out and kill 20, 30 fish. And you're like, all right, there used to be 1 million fish in this little back pond that I fish. And after a month of these guys being there, there's nothing left. It's just like, come on, you fucking dickheads.
Yeah. So, what was another fucking thing I wanted to ask along those lines? Oh, not only do the guys in the Cape Cod do that, but a lot of guys in Boston are doing that. And it's not necessarily guys like you and me who grew up doing this shit. It's like guys who just started fishing. Maybe they're not from this country. Maybe they're not from this city. And quite frankly, they don't give a fuck because there's really no one around to get them in trouble. Like, they're just going to the park next to the guy doing heroin at the park, next to the 16-year-old drinking a beer at the park. And they know neither of them two are going to fucking shit on them for taking a trash bag full of stripers.
Look at them. They're just going on with their day because no one gives a fuck in this world anymore.
So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, not only with you, but in this pod, bring it up just on my platform in general, is like how recreationally, because I don't give a fuck about spending the $10 on my recreational fishing license. That's straight with me. If anyone wants to check it, come and fucking check it. I'll play by the rules.
I mean, dude,
like
$10.
I said,
You can't even buy a fucking beer
$10
at a
a
bar.
year for a recreational fishing license. So it's like, what do you think we can do? Like you said, police ourselves and like call out the scumbags who are fucking our fisheries over. But what else can we do to get people to take the regulations more seriously? Because you know just as well as me, you said it earlier, you're like, if they want to be a good guy. Because unfortunately, a lot of these fucking guys aren't good guys. So what can we do to change that?
I think the best thing you do is probably like literally write your local politician. Say, you know what, I'm fucking sick and tired of these regulations and no one's really backing it up.
You're sick and tired of following the rules when fucking no one else
does.
Yeah.
No one else does. I think there needs to probably be more policing of that in that aspect, like more EPA guys. I've gone out fishing for the past 3 years. My whole life, never seen an EPA guy.
Really?
Never.
He ran up on me checking lobster pots. He checked me and Shayna's permits. We were like, yeah, do
you
your job, bro.
Yeah.
He asked us if we had any on board. We were like, no. He shot the shit with us for 30 seconds. Smooth as fuck. We were like, all right, bro. He said, have a nice day.
Yeah. No,
got the fuck out of our
good guys.
Yeah.
They genuinely are good guys.
Do your fucking job. Like, I don't care. Me and Shayna said the same thing. We were like, hey, you're out here doing your fucking job. You didn't fuck with us. You asked us our permits number. We didn't even have the physical permit. We pulled it up on our phone. He took down the numbers. But all that is smooth. And then, bro, again this year we saw this fucking case in like somewhere in the North Shore where this dude had like 900 lobsters on board, like 100 females, like 100 shorts, and like fucking like literally like all the categories of lobsters you can't take. This dude was scraping off the eggs, doing everything, bro. And he fucking, the EPA tried to, it's like not even funny because he ended up getting away like scot-free.
Oh my
Like a year
God.
later, like the EPA fucking dropped the case. And it's like that, stories like that are just huge kick in the balls to guys like us who do this shit recreationally and love this shit and really want to pass it down. And then also to guys like me, like I just did my first recreational lobster season this year. I had a fucking blast doing it. And again, I don't like the lobster. The actual like pulling up of the pods.
Traps,
yeah, it's like
filling
gambling.
Up with the old fucking stinky
you have no
mackerel.
clue what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that shit was mad fun. I had a blast doing it. I learned so much. And I can't wait. Like, that's another thing that we talk about is like, we want to be able to pass these traits on, pass this fishery on. Because like the last thing you would want to do would be go to a fucking fishery from 15, 20 years ago and be telling stories about how you caught these fish. Like you want to show your kids how to do it. You want to show your friends how to do it. And
fortunately, I think in the end, the fucking big brother is going to have to step in. Just like how tuna fishing originally, you could go kill as many as you wanted. Any size, you sell it, and you get fucking pennies on the dollar, but it doesn't matter. You're getting thousands of fucking pounds a day. You're going to make some money. I think probably within the next 5 years, we're going to have striped bass fishing completely shut off.
Yeah.
No one's going to be able to go out there and fish. And then people are going to lie and say, oh, no, I'm targeting bluefish or I'm targeting scup or whatever bycatches out there that we catch when we're trying to catch striped bass. We're seeing it now that they just took a few inches off the regulation size. 2015 when they shut it down completely.
The whole fishery they shut down?
Sorry, they didn't shut it down. They made it 35 inches and up.
Oh,
that
okay.
you had to keep or whatever.
Yeah.
But those fish, they taste like shit. The best tasting ones are cookie cutter, 28 inches, nice skinny fish.
Yeah.
This beautiful, beautiful fillets from that. But I think within 5 years we'll have it completely shut off. Probably the same thing with tuna too. We're going to see. All right, everyone has to take one season off from fishing. And they're going to have to pay.
That would fucking suck.
I mean, dude, what am I going to do? Become a fucking golfer? I suck. I suck.
I mean, dude, I would get behind that if that was actually, the thing. Like, if it was going to totally rebound, which I do think it would be amazing if we shut it the fuck down for a year and the numbers that we got back out of it were exponentially greater than what we had, I would be all for it. But I don't know, like I was saying earlier, maybe I'm just being a fucking pessimist, but I don't know if motherfuckers will follow the rules. I don't know if it's going to just be the kids that fish recreationally and really have a passion for it that's following it. And then the fucking hundreds of thousands of people in this country who can't even fucking afford their groceries. They're going down the park and getting a striper and eating it.
Trying to eat something for
dinner.
Yeah.
Like it's there's a double-edged sword again with it, because it's like you want the guy to feed his family, but he can't survive off the one fish because he's feeding the whole fucking village.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about New York because fuck New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, all the immigrants in there, bro, they're fucking killing the stripers. We've seen hundreds of videos on Instagram, and this guy even got called out the other day. It was like, his name is like Danger Zone Fishing Club. This dude has a whole Instagram, like 40 posts of like 7-inch stripers, massive stripers, fucking just like foul snagging them in the gut. Just scumbag shit. I don't know how we got into such a dark topic.
Yeah, let's circle back. So we did striped bass, bluefish. What do you want me to talk a little about tuna fishing?
Yeah, no, tuna fishing definitely is wicked cool for me. I went out this year with my boy Tristan, and like I said, we were just like the average weekend fisherman. Like, he had all the gear and shit. I was just a body on board, but man, that shit is fucking fun, you know?
Yeah.
So, and one thing I did notice when we were out there was 50 other boats around us.
Oh yeah.
So
within
I wanted
like
to
half a mile.
So I wanted to ask you,
right on top of each other,
as like a real deal commercial guy, how the fuck do you get away from all us goons?
Honestly, I try to get out there as early as I can. Like October 1st, this Sunday, I'm leaving the dock at midnight, and I'm going to pick up pogies from this guy Pogie John in Plymouth.
Go. Shout out to Pogie John.
I'm going to go sit in Cape Cod Bay, because Stellwagen Bank is going to be fucking loaded with people. Because everyone this past week, I'm catching fucking 100 inches. I'm catching this. I caught 1 million wreck fish. I caught 1 million commercial fish. So everyone's like fucking itching to get back out there for the opening for October.
Oh, so yeah, because they know the fishery is fucking crazy right now.
One of my fish this year that I caught 2 weeks ago was on Stellwagen Bank. Thank God I was in a place there was only 10 other boats, and we were all doing the same thing. We were all drifting over each other. But most of the time, 99% of the time, guys are on Stellwagen. They're on an anchor setup, and the next boat down is 100 yards down, and then it's 100 yards down. And that's once in a while, you'll get a dickhead that'll want to fucking split in right in between you. And that happened to me in the early part of July this year. I was fishing right next to tuna.com, and I was fishing right next to Hot Tuna. Guys that are like the best fishermen in fucking Wicked Tuna, and probably in the Northeast. And this guy fucking slid in between us. I'm getting on the radio, you fucking cocksucker. I hope your wife cheats on you, this, that, whatever. Another guy runs by, he's throwing weights at the guy's boat. Dude, it gets crazy out there. And fucking that guy, of course, hooked up. And like, we're both fucking like, let's just drive over this guy's line. Let's just fucking cut it off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's pretty tough out there at Stellwagen, being like right on top of each other. But unfortunately, there's just that weird shelf I was talking about a little earlier. That you just sit right on this contour line, and for whatever reason, these fish will just go up and down, depending on the time of the day. They'll go east or they go west. Like in the morning, they're going to chase the sun.
That's fucking crazy. Before the pod, Matty was telling me that like under the Cape, you show me on them depth charts that there's like this big ass plateau under the Cape, right? And it goes from 300 feet all the way up to 90 and shoots at like a big ass plateau where the tuna hang around. So one thing I didn't know before this year with depth and everything, just being on the water, was how, like, I didn't know how much fish kind of congregated and hung out around structure and shit like that. So like, what can you tell me and tell our listeners about that, about structure and depth and fucking what it really means when you're looking at those depth charts?
So the only reason that these fish are actually running up that contour line is because of bait. If there's bait there, there's going to be tuna there. If there's bait there, there's going to be whales. There's whales, there's going to be birds. If there's all that shit in the same place, there's probably going to be tuna hanging around there. So the bait will sit on that shallow part, that 90 feet, 80 feet. That's where you go catch your mackerel. And then you go sit right on the edge. I like to sit like, I don't know, I shouldn't probably give it away, but whatever. I sit like usually 150 to 130 in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'll go sit in the high grounds. I'll go sit in like 80 feet. So that's what I did a couple weeks ago. Went up there, Didn't find any bait. Drove around for an hour looking for bait. Fucking first light's up. I usually want lines in the water like a half hour before the first light. So first light's usually an hour before the sunrise. So it's just like kind of can see all the lobster pots and all that shit. So I get my bait finally. It's 6:05. I'm like, God damn it! I wish I had baits in the water an hour ago. Whatever. Go to set up, and I see my buddy Tuna taxi, this kid Sean Sullivan I fish with all the time. He's tight. Everyone around him's like, is this guy fucking tight? Is this guy? I'm like, oh yeah, that's my buddy. He's definitely tight. And so I go set up on this like weird part of the edge. No one else is around me. And as soon as I go set up, fucking 10 other boats follow me up to the same part. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing at this point. So I set up. I put my 2 floaters out, put a down line down. All of a sudden, Mark hammers on the bottom. Hammer after hammer, like these deep, dark red marks that like those are the ones you're looking for. Not those little squiggles across the screen when you see a bass. They're these like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick marks that you see on the screen. You're like, oh, okay, boys, like be ready, like we're gonna get one here.
That's nasty.
Marked them for 2 hours, didn't get shit. I'm like getting pretty discouraged.
You kept marking the same fish for 2 hours?
Went over the spot. Once I got to like 70 feet, 75 feet, 80 feet, it's like too fucking shallow. I'm going to go right back over. So pulling the baits, go back on the shelf, drift over again. Usually you sit right on that shelf to like tuna will go up and down that shelf. I didn't bring my anchor set up and I was like, I'm not going to fuck around. Like go back home, pick it up, go back out. So I was like, I'm just going to keep drifting over it. My cousin the week before caught one drifting in between lobster pots. He's like, you just like stay in this lobster pot line and you'll get them. So I was like, kept going right in these lobster pots, kept marking these huge fish on the bottom, kept getting dogfish. These dogfish are they're
sharks,
sand sharks.
Yeah.
And when you get them, dude, they inhale the hook. I'm like cutting
Fuckers.
I'm literally like fucking taking scissors, cutting these things up. I'm like, that's my fucking hook. Yeah. Throwing it back in the water. They're the smelliest fucking thing in the world.
Damn.
They like leak this like brown, yellow oil. Dude, it gets on your boat. Smells like shit. Stains your boat. It's disgusting. So after about 9 dogfish, I was like, all right, I'm not fishing a downland anymore because all these dogfish are right on the bottom. And that's where I kept seeing the tuna. I'm like, fuck.
What were they eating? Your live mac?
My live mac. Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, my mackerel is this big and the dogfish is this big. I'm like, how do you fucking even eat that thing? So, yeah, just got pretty discouraged. Usually the bite at Stellwagen is anywhere between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Usually once it comes to 11 o'clock, you're fucking toast. Yeah. So it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, dude, like I need to do something different. So I'm like, boys, keep your eyes peeled for any life. So I'm like, I kind of see birds a little bit more north, like on Middle Bank. I'm at Southwest Corner, just going back and forth. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to fish the 2 floaters the rest of the day. Maybe, if anything, I'll fish a 3rd floater. So a floater is like usually a weightless mackerel. So 40 feet away from the balloon, 20 feet away from the balloon, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I fished one at 40 feet on a weight, one at 50 feet weightless. So the fish can go anywhere from 0 feet down to 50 feet. And that's all it does. All of a sudden, my buddy's like, what is that? I'm looking over in the distance, get out the bine. I was looking over. I'm like, that kind of looks like a whale spout. All of a sudden, I see 2 whale spouts. I'm like, oh, shit. We're maybe 200, 300 yards away. We're drifting right in that direction. I go, this is probably going to get real good. I'm like, should I fucking take these things in and go right on top of these whales? I'm like, no, I shouldn't. Or one of the kids is like, no, dude, we're going to go right over. We'll be there in 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm looking at my other buddy, goes, let's go. And so I'm like, fucking suck these things in, boys. Suck them in. Literally didn't even take the bait off the hooks. Just left them dangling in the air.
Still alive.
Fly, dude, buzzing around. Fly over to these whales. Another big sporty, like a 60-foot sporty, is doing the same thing. Flies over the whales. This guy hits a whale. Boat's rocking back and forth. He sets up right behind the whale. So I'm like, no, I want to be right in front of these whales. I'm like, wait, boys, like we're gonna find these whales again. A minute later, see 2 whale spouts 20 yards off the bow. Drive 30 feet in front of these things. Set the bait out. Put a weight on the mackerel. Setting it up, put a balloon. I'm like, I pass it off to my buddy Matt Conley. I'm like, Matty, send this thing out. I'm going to get the pogey out. Put the pogey on, send it like 60 feet down, time the balloon on. My buddy Matt goes, ah. I go, what? He goes, the fucking line just got ripped out of my hands. I was like, what? Turn around, the balloon just gets sucked under. I was like, oh, boys, we're fucking tight.
It hit it as he's throwing it.
As he set, dude, it must be
fucking
15
sick.
feet away from the boat. Like the balloon's 15 feet away from the boat, and then the bait's like 40 feet down. Just got inhaled.
Dude,
I was
that's wild.
like, dude, I've never heard of my 130 fucking scream like this ever before. My buddy Matt barely put the drag up, and I was fishing these tiny little 6-0 J hooks. Like, dude, sometimes for bass I use 8-0s.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, jam it up. So he jams it up, and then it stops, and then it dumps. Dude, it dumps like 400 yards into my backing. I literally only have 200 yards of backing left. And I was like, fuck, boys. Like, we're going to have to chase this fish down. So I'm reeling in the other one, get the pogey up, just like dangling in the air.
Yeah.
The only reason I do that is because this kid, Sean Sullivan, Tuna Taxi, one time he was fishing in a big tournament off of Nantucket, and his hook was like just dangling around the air, and his fish on the other side of the boat ran over, dude, and the hook wrapped around the line and cut it right off. So every time now I'm reeling the pogey literally into the rod tip. The pogey was dangling around the whole fight, dude. It was hilarious.
It's comedy.
But anyways, we start running after this fish, and then it starts running at us. So I'm like, Matt, reel. Dude, he is reeling it 1,000,000 miles an hour. Fucking no tension in the line. I'm like, fuck, we lost this fish, boys. Like, all right, let's, I was like, just bring that in. We'll go set up. Matt's so convinced. He's like, dude, I swear to God, this fish is still on. So I'm like, all right, let me get on. Reel. Nothing. I'm like, dude, fish is gone. I'm like, whatever. We'll get another. The whale's right over here. It's going to be easy. All of a sudden, Matt just slowly bringing it in. He goes, why is the line running? Dude, all of a sudden, the line just starts flying by the boat. I was like, oh my God, we are still tight. This is only like 6-7 minutes into the fight. I was like, holy shit. And I was like, all right, get back on the rod. So, dude, he's picking up 300 yards of like extra line that's just like cutting through the water. So we got back a ton of line after that first initial run. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, boys, like, Matt, you get on the rod. This kid, Mike, you stay on the sticks, like the driving the boat. I'm going to get the harpoon and all the shit ready. Getting the harpoon ready, open up the harpoon bag, get the fucking things twisted in together. I'm like, where's my dart? I'm like, looking in the bag, looking in my Shimano bag. Fucking like, dude, I don't have a fucking dart. Rip apart my entire boat, dude. The seats ripped off. I'm like, fuck. So
couldn't find a harpoon.
So, dude, there's a little hole in the bottom of the knife. And I go, dude, I'm just going to tie my line into the fucking knife and just jab it as deep as I can. Thankfully, my cousins are fishing half a mile away. I go, like, all in. Like, Terry, can you please bring me a harpoon? He goes, what do you mean? He goes, dude, I fucking forgot to bring a dart this morning.
Shit.
This kid flies over going like 40 miles an hour. There's a sick video on my Instagram. The kid throws a harpoon dart on my boat, tie it on, fucking electrical tape on the line. I put it up on the gunnel, and I'm like, all right, we're good. Like, now let's actually fight the fish. Kid Matt is on the fucking rod. He goes, dude, I think the fish is here. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, there's a shark right there, and it keeps circling like 50 feet off the boat. And I was like, there's a shark? He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck. He goes, I'm just going to shoot it with my gun. And I was like, no, you can't shoot it with your gun. I don't think that's allowed out here.
That's quality.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to get on the sticks. I'm just going to slowly bump this fish away. Dude, it was acting super erratic, like diving and then coming up, going in these like weird circles. Like I've never fought a fish like this. Usually like after like an hour, it'll go in this thing called a pinwheel. It'll slowly make these big circles and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and then it'll come up, and then you stick with the harpoon. Anyways, I'm driving it away. Shark fucking thankfully. I'm like throwing pogies in the water so that it like just chases
like
after the pogies. Ones? Yeah. And I'm like, just fucking get away from the shark. So I drive for like 4 minutes. All of a sudden, take it out of the gear, put it in neutral. Colin's like, dude, this fish is just coming in. I was like, there's no way this fish is just coming in. Dude, I look out 100 feet off the boat. The fish is just like bobbing on the surface, like its head's coming up. And I was like, holy shit. So I was like, Mike, get back on the sticks. Like, dude, we're slowly backing down. Eventually the fish is like 30 feet off the boat. And I didn't see the hook in its corner. I was like, dude, maybe this thing's like gut hooked. These J hooks, they're like known for gut hooking tuna. And I love it for like a circle hook. When you get tight, it has this like weird offset. It'll like slide up its throat and then stick right in the hinge. Yeah. These J hooks, dude, they will just grab onto fucking anything.
Like so, in the stomach?
Oh, dude, most fish I catch, the stomach is literally getting pulled out of its throat.
Oh, that's fucking brutal.
It's brutal.
That's why
dude,
you have to.
That's why my fish come up within like 20 minutes. Most guys will fight them for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
But anyways, the fish comes up. It's like 10 feet away from the boat. Throw the harpoon, miss it, wait like another second, and just fucking drill it right in its gill plate. And I was like, dude, this is a fucking real one.
Sick.
It was my
sick,
biggest one to date. It was a 99, just out at 406. So pretty
that's
happy with
fucking
it.
nasty.
Yeah, it was good.
That's wicked exciting. That's one of the big things I love about fishing is how fucking electric that moment can be. Like me and my boys all experienced it this summer. We were fucking out on the water from fucking end of May and my boat's still not even in, and we've caught about 5 fish, 5 stripers the whole time, so that's like fucking 90 days
so
with 5 fish, and it's because the fucking 20 minutes when we caught that fish was so fucking electric.
Dude,
that's why we keep chasing after this high of catching
agree.
a fish.
100% agree.
One of my questions leading into that, like talking about that theme, would be, what type of fishing are you interested in going in? Is there anything you have on your bucket list that you're chasing that you're like, fuck, like I want to reel in one of these? Could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be around Mass.
Yeah, I mean, I've caught marlin in the past. Only white marlin. I haven't got a blue marlin yet.
Where's white marlin out of? Like, can you catch them in
the canyons? So
around Mass?
You
around the Cape?
You go out of Falmouth, you go behind the vineyard, and then you go 60 miles south.
Damn.
Yeah, so dude, it's far. It's like 100 miles total to go down there.
There's white marlin and black marlin and blue marlin?
So here we just have white and blue. White marlin are like 100 pounds, sometimes up to 200 pounds. Dude, some of these blue marlin are like 1,000 pounders, 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, the blues are the fucking
and
crazy ones.
They are fucking crazy, dude. They'll like jump out of the water, do these crazy dances. Dude, they're sick fighting fish. But, I mean, there's no better run than a bluefin tuna in that aspect. But I'd love to catch blue marlin. Love to go down to Australia, get to Giant Trevally.
Fuck yeah.
GTs are sick, dude.
Yeah,
those are
awesome spinning rod, like a popper off the shore, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fucking crazy.
I fucking finally caught a tarpon over the last winter down in Florida. Yeah,
sick.
Me and my brother went on this guy, Fish Russ, on Instagram. He has a charter, dude. You go out at like 11 o'clock at night. So me and Mike like went out before. We're like,
no way.
Had a couple drinks on us, and then we go
sick.
out. Dude, you use these like tiny little 5K, 6K reels with like 15, 20 pound leader, dude. And you put on a little live shrimp with a weight on the hook. And you throw in with the bobber right where the bridge in the water meet. There's this like shadow. You cast it right on the shadow. You wait 30 seconds. You don't get the fish. You reel it in, cast it to another spot. Dude, literally first cast, dish it out. The bobber gets sucked under, and I like set the hook. He's like, no, you don't set the hook. You just like kind of reel, and then you set it. So I was like, all right, I missed the first one. Send out another. Dude, same thing. Instantly tight. Like reel, and then I set it. Dude, this fish is jumping. Dude, like 5 feet out of the water. Runs for probably 20 minutes, getting next to the boat. It's like 100-pound fucking tarpon. It was a big one.
That's nasty.
Me and my brother caught 7 that night. The last one of the night. We fought for 2 hours. Going all over downtown Miami, dude. We're like in front of the Heat Stadium.
That's so
dude,
sick,
see like
dude.
Live in the background. I'm like, oh my god,
and you're hooked up to a tarpon.
Dude. Like people are cheering you on these bridges. It's sick. Yeah. Went around like 6 pilings. Like the tarpon are probably the smartest fish in the ocean. Sick. It's insane. Other than that, a rooster fish on a fly. That's on my.
Yeah, that would be fun too.
Bluefin tuna on a fly. That's what I'm trying to do next summer. I bought myself a huge fly reel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's like fucking $1,200 for this stupid reel.
Have you ever fly fished? Like trout or anything?
I got a couple striped bass this year on a fly.
Oh, that's sick.
I caught 1 trout in March or April this year, right when it got stopped down in Plymouth.
Yeah.
Just like I had no idea
my
what
boy Justin's been trying to get me into fucking fly fishing forever. I don't think I have the patience for it, but
it's definitely takes a while to like really fucking get it, dude. It's like you're going like this for fucking 4 hours to catch a tiny 7-8 inch fucking trout. You're like, dude, what am I doing? And the guys that are really good, they fucking press the barb down on the fly so that like it has more of a chance to get off and that like it has a better chance to like live. I'm like, dude, I just want to catch one of these stupid things. I'm about to throw a treble hook into it.
You're not that advanced.
No, dude, not even close.
No, you're just getting it out there. But bro, some fly fishermen like my boy Justin and his dad and his brother Gino, they catch fucking steelheads that are like 50 inches, like massive ones. I'm always like, how the fuck do you reel that thing in? Like this thing's bigger than them. It's massive, like 40, 50 pound.
Dude, on like a tiny little fly rod.
A tiny fly. I'm like, how does this make sense?
Literally no sense. But that's the other thing I want to catch is salmon up in Alaska.
Yeah, that would be fucking nasty.
With, like my brother, my dad, you can fucking join. Just go do that for a weekend. Dude, like these guys will like have these like flat boats like down in Florida. And you just like drift up and down like there, and then they'll be like, all right, we're gonna get off, we're gonna fucking walk up here so we don't spook these fish, and then you like throw flies or lures or whatever at these things, dude, and they're these fucking 20-30 pound salmon. They're just monsters.
I think what's that called, spot fishing, or like spot fishing, I would say is one of the coolest fucking types of fishing. Like when you are actively hunting for fish, looking at where they are, and you see them and are throwing lures, presenting lures around them. That shit's fucking sick.
It's a whole different fucking lifestyle.
Yeah, it is, because you're fucking actively hunting, looking for the fish. You're not just dropping a fucking bait in and waiting for
I'm just putting one down. I'm like, all right, now I can enjoy a couple of fucking Sam Adams and hang out. But dude, doing that's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
A bunch of my buddies
do fucking feet.
Do charters for tuna for casting and popping, dude, and like they're going 30 miles an hour, like, oh, I see breaking fish a mile up. I'm like, dude, I can't even see 500 feet in front of me. What are you talking about?
It's crazy.
And we'll just like go cast these like huge epoxy jigs or these like siren lures that are showing you earlier, like $150, $200 for a single lure. I'm like, dude, how do you even try to throw that thing? I would be fucking sweating my ass off.
Yeah, that's one thing about fishing that I didn't know that much until I started like actually on the water, saltwater fishing this year, is how much you guys rely on the other wildlife to tell you what the fuck is going on. Like you mentioned it, the whales, the birds, the bait, everything, structure, it all indicates where's going to be a good spot to fish, where the fish are at, and what the fish are doing.
Moon cycle, current. Temperature, dude, there's so many different things that go into this that like 4 years ago when me and my brother were getting into this thing, fishing on a 22-foot hydrosport, we're just like, all right, we're just gonna go sit in Cape Cod Bay because I know some guys catch them in Cape Cod Bay. Yeah, dude, like, well, you know, like we got lucky that day and we like had a fucking 1,000-pound fish boats on. We didn't have a commercial license, so we couldn't harvest it, but it was like, holy shit, that's why these guys do it. Now I'm getting into like, all right, there's a temp break off of Chatham that's like right around the Sword. I'm going to go a little bit north of it, and I'm going to hopefully drift south right over that line. For whatever reason, the tuna like to be in different temperature breaks or right along structures or following different baits. Like, dude, like different spots, I'll use different baits. Like Cape Cod Bay, I'm only using bluefish and I'm only using pogies. Stellwagen, I'm only using mackerel and herring. It's like that's so sick. Weird. Yeah. Like I fished Block Island for the first time this year. Sick area. I was 4 miles south of Block Island catching these things called chub mackerel. Dude, they're like,
they're fucking huge.
Horsecock mackerel. They're ginormous. And you're putting these things out and you're like, no chance I'm going to get a bite. Like, what am I doing? I'm like so close to shore. There's no way there's anything here. Well, you know, like fucking 20 minutes later, we're tight to like a fish. Fought for 4 hours and killed it.
Unreal, bro. Yeah,
that was
fucking
good.
Sick.
Yeah. Longest fight this year was 7 hours.
7 hour battle.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Fished Regal Sword. It was like the only time the sword was good this year for whatever reason. Few fish were caught that day. Put out a couple of mackerel. Caught a bunch of shorts, like 50, 60-inch fish. And then all of a sudden we put them on our down line. Dude, I'm marking the bait at like 80 feet. And I see a fucking tuna at 90. I'm like, all right, set it down. Dude, like, literally fucking insta bite. Like these guys like Mass Bait Guide, tuna.com, like they'll change their baits like
at what levels they're at.
Yeah. All, dude, throughout the day. They're like, all right, it's the sun's coming out. I'm gonna put my bait a little higher so that the fish can look up and see through the water and fucking really be aggressive for these fish. That's all you're trying to do is just make these fish be more aggressive than they usually are, because most of the time, dude, they're just milling around right on the bottom, crushing sand eels, crushing mackerel, all day long. Dude,
Yeah, they're eating all the time because they're so fucking big.
they have to eat half their body weight every 2 days.
That's fucking
It's crazy,
insane.
dude. 1,000-pound fish eating 500 pounds
500 pounds
fucking
of bait every day. Or every
nuts.
other day.
Nuts. Definitely grown a lot of respect for these fish over the years. And, like, I feel like every year I learn one new thing. Like,
Dude, that was just my question, is that it seems like as a fisherman, you exponentially gain knowledge every fucking year.
every year, and sometimes every trip. Like before this year, all I used was 180 Blue Label, and then I was fishing with a couple of younger kids last year. They're like, "You use Blue Label? Like, you're an idiot." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "You gotta use this stuff Premier." I'm like, "That's the cheaper fishing line." They're like, "Well, it's clearer. It fucking gets more bites. You're gonna break a lot of fish up, but you're gonna get way more bites." I'm like, "All right, we try out this Premier shit, dude. Literally, it fucking works." I'm like, "God damn it, I've been doing anything wrong." But every other guy that I talk to, they're like, "Fucking Blue Label or nothing." One guy uses Pink Label, literally pink. It's like pink line. Fucking line.
That's crazy.
Like, dude, what the fuck am I doing?
That is nuts.
But in the end, they are just fucking fish. They're not humans. They're not that smart.
No.
But you got to fool.
It's all about presentation and fucking right place, right time.
Yeah. Like, I know guys that are bridling, so they put like a fucking needle through a fish, and they take an elastic band, you put your hook around the elastic band, so you have more hook exposure.
Yeah.
I like
on top of it.
Yeah, I like putting my hook in the fish so that the hook's barely seen, so that like a tuna comes by, they're like, "Oh, I'll just fucking engulf that." But apparently, you're gonna get a lot more missed bites there than if you just bridled it. But I don't know. I'm just kind of getting to the bridling shit and all that. But there's so many different parts of water that I have yet to fish.
Is there anything other than parts of water around here you haven't fished? Is there any type of species? I know you said the swordfish, but like any other interest that you have recreationally? What about Quincy? Like, fucking you're going to be home in Quincy during this winter. Any interest in the flounder or tog, any of that?
I did flounder growing up off of, the fuck was it called?
Nut Island?
Yeah, off Nut Island. You use fucking can of corn on the side of the boat. The corn's like your chum slick, and you use like little clams and stuff like that. Those are awesome. I'd love to catch a halibut off of Regal Sword. I know guys will go out there and catch them.
Big ones, right?
Huge ones. Some kid got there's a party boat that leaves out of Chatham, and they just go after like little flounder and ground fish like not tog. The fuck is it? Cod and all this other haddock. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. And all of a sudden, this guy's like, "Whoa! Like, what the fuck's going on?" Brings up 120-pound halibut, dude.
Holy
it's like
shit.
the size of this fucking table right here.
That's
it's
crazy.
Insane to think that there's fish like that just like milling around. Catching a shark from shore, definitely on the bucket list.
So that's also that was probably one of the biggest things why I wanted to have you on here, and we haven't even talked about it yet, would be fucking the fact that about 2 years ago, I saw this thing on Instagram. It's called a Citizen Science Project, and it was ran by NOAA, the people who regulate the fishery in the Cape. And they're like, "We're giving out free shark tags to any fisherman who wants them. We'll give you the tags, the info, the whole 9 yards." They gave me this whole packet, 3 tags. And I was so fucking excited to tag some sharks. And you tag the shark, you write the information about it, you get the shit back, you get more tags. And I didn't get to, as you know, because life got in the way, but you and me are planning to eventually. But you did something wicked cool this year, which was you reported the striper numbers and bluefish numbers to NOAA.
Yes.
So tell me more about that, because that's fucking so sick.
It was actually to the MassGov. NOAA's like a federal sort of one. But the Massachusetts government came out in, I'll say April. They said, "Okay, we're looking for, I think, 50 or 100 fishermen that are been doing this shit and that use lures, no tackle or no bait. They just wanted to know things that guys that lures, that how they're catching them.
Yeah.
They want to know a bunch of different things." So I think I started in middle of May or so, and I went out and I was like, "All right, first thing you need to do, you need to check the water temperature." I'm like, "All right, it's fucking 62 degrees. What's the air temperature? 65 degrees, whatever." And then they wanted to know the fight time, the lure used, if you were able to revive a fish, how long you revived it for, the the weight of the fish. They give you a little scale. They want to know
That's
the inches.
sick. Yeah.
But dude, like I try to keep that fish in the water for as long as possible. So I didn't do a lot of the weights, but I have a right on my gun on my boat, pull it up. Okay, this one's 16 inches. Let's get it back in the water. Revive it for a couple, 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Back in the water. And dude, they gave you like a chart with like 30 slots. And I was done with that fucking chart within like 2 hours. My first day I went out there. I was like,
Wow.
all right, that was good.
That's sick.
So then they gave you like a bunch of free lures, and they gave me another chart, and I haven't filled out the second chart yet. But
So the first chart, you caught 30 fish and recorded 30 data observations
Yeah.
of them? That's fucking sick, dude.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm not sure what they really do with that sort of information. I imagine they wanted people to start it in early May and do it to July and
Yeah.
August, September, October, wherever late in the season. So I'll probably use that secondary chart for when I catch fall stripers in Falmouth.
Yeah.
As of last week, they're starting to move in again, real good.
Oh, yeah.
The false albacore bite's kind of slowing down, so those are a ton of fun. I also want to get you on those at some point.
Yeah.
These little
dude,
tunas. You use these
I
tiny
love
little
the fight. Yeah. I
tiny
heard
little
their fights
poxy
are
jigs,
crazy.
dude. It's insane. Like you casting it, you're reeling as fast as you can across the water. It's literally skipping on the surface. All of a sudden, you'll see a fucking albie come out of the water and slam it.
That's so
Slam
sick,
it, dude. And
Fuck yeah.
it's not like a striper where you're fighting it for like 30 seconds to a minute, dude. Like some of these fish are like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like peeling out your drag. You have it like your drag all the way jammed up. I like using these like little 3K reels, so it's like basically like a little kid rod and reel. And it's like feels
an
like a
absolute
legit like
battle.
bluefin tuna on the end of it. It's a blast. But yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of data observation. October, November. I did a few holdover fishing trips last year. I was not
What's
lucky.
a holdover fishing trip?
I started fishing in December and January and February, March.
Oh,
And
shit.
I went fishing all around the Cape in these little back rivers where the water's a lot warmer than the actual ocean. They can't
Yeah.
survive in the ocean just because there's no bait and shit. But a lot of these back rivers, you'll sometimes get lucky and you'll catch one
Were
or
you
two.
catching bass in the winter last year?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I lost one. My buddy caught, I think, 4 or 5. But dude, it's like months, like every week you're going out 2 or 3 days and you're doing these 4-hour, 5-hour trips, and you just to
Yeah.
get one bite, you're like, am I fucking insane?
Yeah,
I'm
it takes a toll on
probably
you.
losing my mind.
Yeah.
But there's this place in Charles Sound, guys hammer them all winter long. Dude, huge.
That's
bass,
fucking crazy.
30 pounders, 40 pound. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I'm not going to give away the spot, but dude, it's like you sit on top of this little thing and you drop your like little jig down, you jig. You don't get them like that, then you'll fucking throw like piece of pogey out, and like, dude, they usually crush live bait, or they'll crush these like swim baits, like the NLBN ones that you bought the other day.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, the striped bass is, or I'm not even fucking totally sure. They definitely are a migratory species. They breed in Maryland and they migrate up here for the summer and then they
100%,
go
yeah.
back. But what you're saying some stay forever?
Some of these fish, they're like,
They
you know
stay
what?
in
I
Boston.
have plenty of bait here. I don't really need to chase the bait all the way down to New York and New Jersey. and
Maryland
Connecticut
is
and all
where
that.
they
And then-
spawn.
Yeah, exactly. They hang out in
fucking
Chesapeake
nuts.
Bay
Yeah.
all winter long, and then starting April, they'll start to make that migratory journey up here. But yeah, no, there's definitely guys that will catch fish year round. And they're usually big fish. Like they're fish
Yeah,
that
like
can
big
go
dock
like
pigs that are living under the docks and
oh,
shit.
Boston Harbor by the fish pier there. Guys will like throw out like pieces of bread. Dude, you'll see striped bass there year round. Guarantee it.
That's
If
fucking
you sit there
sick.
for
I did
an
not
hour,
know
I
that.
guarantee you see 1 fish or 2 fish.
Yeah,
And, like
that's
literally
crazy.
Christmas Day. It's pretty crazy to think about. But yeah, probably 99.9% of the fish, they come out of the bays and then they go in the ocean. They go back into the bays, and right around this time, eating up all the little peanut bunker. Right now, it's a lot of peanut bunker. Early season.
What is
sandy.
peanut bunker? They just like smaller pogies?
They're basically smaller pogies. They're a completely different species.
Oh, really?
And they're like the size of like a $50 up to like,
Can you snag them?
you can cast net them if you have a real thin cast net. I caught a peanut bunker last week when I was trying to catch albies off the vineyard, and I was like reeling, and all of a sudden I felt like a tiny ball. I was like, that's definitely not a fucking albie. Well, it's like a tiny little peanut bunker. I was like, dude,
so do they hit bait like max? Like you could fish with them for the sabiki, or you got to snag them under cast net?
I mean, dude, if you were able to bring out like 100 pounds of peanut bunker up to Stellwagen, and you were able to live line one of those things on a tiny hook, and then just chum like 100 of those things every 20 minutes, you would get hammered by bluefin, just because there's none of that out there. And that's like I bet you that would be their favorite thing to eat. Anything
I don't know if
oily.
I've ever even seen them yet. I've definitely seen the pogies around fucking Quincy
For
Bay.
sure.
Those are huge though. They're like 12, 13 inches, and I see millions of them. So I'm like thinking about what the fuck. Are the schools as big as the other pogie schools, or just smaller fish?
Bigger
schools, smaller fish?
Yeah, dude. There'll be like
nuts.
10,000 peanut bunker in a school, and all of a sudden you'll see striped bass or bluefish just crashing on top, and you'll see these like little tiny little chubs basically getting knocked out of the water.
Yeah.
It's electric when you see a few of these things.
Yeah, so I'm fucking pumped you came on here, and I'm fucking definitely looking forward to getting into it.
Hell yeah. See you next time, pod. Hopefully me and Greg have 1,000 pound fish on the boat by then.
Right. Hell yeah. And that's all I got. Later, boys.
Peace.
Thank you, Justin.